What's going on, everybody? It's your two favorite delinquents from the podcast from Saturdays to Sunday. I'm one of your hosts, Kale, sitting right across from me. You know his name. Just kidding. We'll probably have some new viewers in here. His name is Cam.
Hi.
And today, we got college. I'm back for a college episode, and I can't wait because I missed a fuck ton. I didn't miss it. I just didn't get to talk about it.
You watched it.
I watched it, though.
And we watched on Saturday.
True.
We did watch a lot on Saturday. We also had a Halloween party.
Yeah.
But we were still tuned in during that party.
We were tuned in, all right.
Don't worry.
We know what's going on. Again, there's a lot that happened. I watched it. I haven't been able to talk about it, but the time is meow. So Cam's got a lot to ask me. Obviously, we're going to hear Cam's opinions, my opinions. We're going to talk. We're going to talk shit. It's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to start it off. So, I was alone the last college football episode. So, I'm going to start it off with some of the upset picks I gave. It was a great week. Starting off, Western Kentucky was plus 4.5, then moved to plus 3.5 against Louisiana Tech. They won. Went for 2 in OT to win 28-27. The reason I'm recapping this is because I want you people to start listening. We've been doing great on our upset picks the last couple episodes when we introduced the segment.
You need to listen.
Next, we got Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Kale also picked Ole Miss. It worried us at first.
Yeah, they kind of puckered my butthole.
Yeah, they kind of slowed down a little bit.
I don't know what they were doing.
They finished it 34-26. Lane Kiffin said, I'm not fucking leaving. Love
Trinidad Chambliss popping off like he usually does.
North Carolina plus 10.5.
Almost.
They should have won. They went for 2 in the first OT.
1 yard
I saw a comparison between them running that play and another team running that play in OT.
Yeah.
The other team that ran it, they actually got it and won. Because they were up against man coverage. UNC ran the same exact play was against zone, so they had someone in the flats.
So Virginia just knew.
It's a 50-50 on that one. It's what you get, what the coverage you get. But 17-16 final, they at least covered.
Yep.
Memphis won. 17-point fourth quarter comeback to win 34-31. Second time they've done that. They now get back in the rankings. They stay in the race. Kansas State plus 2.5. They got off to a slow start. They fumbled their kick return, and then Kansas jumped up 7-0.
It wasn't an onside?
No, I think they fumbled it in the rain, but then Kansas State just ran away with it 42-17. App State posted a comeback. They were plus 13.5. They lost by 3, so that covered. Kent State, something about the Golden Flashes. They were plus 7.5. They beat Bowling Green. Akron plus 9.5 beat Buffalo. The max being weird. BYU plus 3.5 rolled in the second half to beat Iowa State.
Rolling, baby.
27. They were down 17-7 at one point. It wasn't looking good for BYU, but they got it going. Western Michigan was a miss against Miami, Ohio. In my defense, I didn't know Western Michigan could choke like that. 17 fourth quarter points by Miami, Ohio, which is also great on them. DeQuan Finn, he's back in the MAC. He played at Toledo a while back. Then went to Baylor. Now he's back in the MAC for Miami, Ohio.
Very good.
And then, of course, Mississippi State plus 7.5.
Those fuckers.
24 fourth quarter points, which included a punt return touchdown by Niblett.
That made me
mad. They won in overtime. I texted my buddy he went to Mississippi State, big Mississippi State fan.
Cowbell ringing.
Something about Blake Shapen in the big moments. I don't know if you remember in the Florida game, he throws a pick to a big ass D tackle who dropped into coverage.
I didn't. Like BJ Raja type shit.
They were in field goal range, down by 1 point. He throws the pick. In this one, he fumbles it.
Blake Shipley needs to not.
Yeah, Blake Shapen was decent at Baylor, and then everyone was high on him coming in and says he's good. It's just you would think with his experience he would be a little bit better in the clutch situations.
Well, not only that, but Mississippi State's not a bad team, and they should have won against Texas. That's just it. You got to capitalize on the close games. They should have beat Florida. So they honestly should be ranked.
They should be good.
Should have, could have, would have. We can talk.
They could have beat Tennessee.
This is also very true.
But again, I will say this is Levy's second year. He's still bringing his guys in. He's still building his culture. It's good for the upside.
Yeah.
You just don't want to beat Nebraska. You don't want to turn into you can't win these close games. But again, year two, I'm still kind of confident in Mississippi State, especially rolling into next year. We'll see what happens with season transfer portal, recruiting class, all that. But that was the upset picks. Rolling into the Week 9 recap, the rest of the games. North Texas, Charlotte. Got to talk about Drew Mestemaker.
608.
Breaking the American Conference and program record for passing yards in a game. I also want to point out it was 17-17 at halftime with a final score of 54-20.
Yep.
And at one point in the fourth quarter, North Texas's longest scoring drive was 2 minutes. That's insane.
Jesus.
But also, did you know this?
I did not.
He never started a varsity game at quarterback in high school. Drew Mestemaker. He was a 0-star recruit and walked on to North Texas.
Sounds like a Cam Worthy type.
He threw a couple passes at the varsity level.
Yeah.
But he also, I think he's more of a safety backup. I think he was quarterback 3 on the depth chart.
Oh wow, so he's worked his way up.
Yeah, and then the two guys above him. aren't doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's just a cool story from he's from Austin, Texas.
What year is Mr. Maker?
He's a Texas. He's a sophomore.
Whew.
Yeah, he played it in the bowl game last year for North Texas.
Some people might be paying some big money to get him out of North Texas. I want to see him stay.
I don't know, man. 0-star recruit, walk on. They gave him a chance, and then last year it was Chandler Morris's show.
Yep.
He's at Virginia now, but he enters the portal, so then Messmaker gets the bowl game start. Wasn't the best. I think they ended up losing the bowl game, but still.
But 608.
He's playing great, and then he threw a pick.
Yeah.
And then other than that, he has 3 picks from the South Florida game. But before the South Florida game, he had no picks.
Jesus.
So he's playing good football.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's gonna be talking about him now.
Yeah.
608's crazy. Indiana UCLA 56-6 final
game.
One fun fact that came out of this is Indiana is now the first team since 2018 Clemson to have 2 50-plus conference wins.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
very nice.
UCLA and Illinois.
Yep.
So that's just a cool fun stat out of that one.
That is.
Texas A&M LSU.
Great game.
Texas A&M legit.
And not only that, but we were watching that game, and I was like, LSU, because they were up.
They were up.
And they, picked it, or I forgot what they did, but they did something. I was like, they should capitalize on this. And what do? They didn't capitalize. So LSU reminds me of also Mississippi State. They just can't close out the big wins.
Yeah.
And they just can't, they start off really hot sometimes, but then their closing game is
and
just
Texas
not.
A&M's kind of the opposite. They're slow, and then the second half they're rolling.
Mike Elko's got those boys playing.
He does, and the defense looks good. I've been talking about the run game for Texas A&M for a while now, and so I'm going to keep pointing it out. They had 224 and 4 touchdowns as a team, but Marcel Reed had 108 and 2.
He's a dog, man.
He threw 2 picks, but one of the picks was a batted ball.
I think it was that. That's what kind of,
But, Marcel Reed's still playing good football. The running game as a whole is really good.
He's probably up there in a Heisman right now.
I saw a podcast interview, and they were saying, point out the one flaw of Texas A&M, it's the slow starts. Don't
matter how you start, but matter how you finish.
Exactly.
They got the W.
We see
in Death Valley too, which is it's a very hard place to play.
And then obviously we know the outcome of that. We'll talk about that in a bit with Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Alabama, South Carolina. South Carolina's kind of guys.
I don't know what they do to us. Even last year, Cam has a funny story. He said it was over, and then they onside kicked it, and then
I still said it was wraps.
SC was a wrap, and then this game, Cam and I weren't together watching it.
I still said wraps first quarter.
But he said wraps, and I was like, stop saying that with this team.
Well, I was right. I'm 2-0 on it.
But you're But you're 2-0 and just stop saying it as a whole. Just leave it alone.
Build your confidence.
No.
29-22 final. People are giving number 1, the cornerback on South Carolina, shit for not tackling Germany. They're already in
situational. Yeah.
They would have just ran the clock and kicked the field goal. He was giving his offense a chance. I don't hate that.
Which I think is smart. Obviously, I'm happy Alabama won, but I don't think what that guy did was out of the wrong. I think he played it smart. Give him 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds.
And then honestly, with no turnovers, which is great. Still, I'd say this is Ty Simpson's one of his uglier games.
It's his worst game besides the Florida State game.
But again, it's not a bad game. 24 for 43 is bad, but 253, 2 touchdowns. Clean game still, just the incompletions stacked up on him.
Well, but our run game disappeared too.
Yeah, it was...
Jam Miller didn't do a damn thing.
But it was... I want to put it on here because the next one I have is Wisconsin, Oregon. Wisconsin is our version.
That's also your kryptonite.
I don't get it. 21-7 final, but Dante Moore did spend the whole third quarter in the medical tent. He was injured. He should be fine going forward.
Who was starting then? Who was
Brock Thomas is the backup.
I don't even know who that is.
He played well.
Good.
Wisconsin just might be our kryptonite. Something with teams that wear red and white. Because before
they should stop.
It was Stanford.
They should stop.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And would give us shit. And now it's Wisconsin who's bad, who's making us struggle.
I don't know why it's SC with Alabama. It's really fucking annoying. It's irritating.
So don't worry. I was also annoyed. That's not the final I would have liked to see.
No, but a dub's a dub, so you can't really bitch about it too much.
Two conference wins for our teams.
Yeah.
Syracuse, Georgia Tech, 16-41 final. Georgia Tech won.
Georgia Tech is also for real.
Haynes King did something this week that we haven't seen a lot. He threw the ball amazingly. Because we know he's a good runner. But he went 25 for 31, 304, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yep.
And he also had 91 rush yards and 2 touchdowns, which is normal for him, it seems.
Yeah.
Now. But Georgia Tech, 8-0 start. They're playing great.
8-0 since 1966.
I want them to be 11-0 going into the Georgia game.
Good old-fashioned hate.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned hate.
That. Missouri Vanderbilt, we watched that.
Yeah.
Defensive showdown or offensive blunder.
Was this a commending Vandy win, or did Bo Perbula's injury catapult Vandy to the dub?
It kind of helped Vanderbilt. I think this was a bad offensive game. I know a lot of people are going to say SEC, low scoring, good defense. No, this was bad offense. There's 5 punts in the first quarter.
One of the most boring fucking offensive
they just
showings.
couldn't do anything. The 2 of those were 3 and outs. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to say, because we know those offenses. Those offenses can both put up points.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say, I just think both offenses weren't clicking. Defense still played good. I'll give them their flowers. They still played well. But I think it was more of a bad offensive game. But Vanderbilt got the dub. Now it's the best start since like 1946. I think it went back a year. 47.
Yeah,
46.
Vandy's pretty damn good this year.
So it's cool to see. Illinois, Washington.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this up to you.
You're fine.
Say anything, move on.
I stopped watching the game. This team's pissing me off this year. I don't know. I'll watch them. My mindset is like watch them. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. They're not special anymore. They lost their mojo, and unfortunately, it makes me upset because there's a lot of wasted talent on this team that could have been better, but they're not.
Allmeyer's last year,
and like Gabe Yakis and allegedly this five starting offensive line, but like they're not performing well, and it's really frustrating to see because like again maybe this is just me being upset. It's like what if Indiana can do it, why can't we do it? And like I give flowers to Indiana, they're great. That obviously Kurt Signetti can fucking make those boys play, and I don't know why Illinois can't. And maybe it's different. There's levels to this shit, but it is frustrating because it's like me being an Illinois fan, I was really high on this year. Like obviously last year was amazing. It was the Cinderella story, and then this year I'm like, okay, there's high expectations, but now there's like they can't make it to the playoffs. There's not a fucking chance.
Yeah, no, that was.
And I almost we'll get into it. I almost picked Rutgers to beat them this week. The only reason I didn't was because they were at home, and even that I was like. They can't fucking win, and Illinois might finish 5-5 this year. I don't know if the math is mathing, but
6-6, 12 games.
They extremely disappointed me because this was a game they needed to win. And then again, we talked about it the last episode. If they won out, very possibly, and that was fine if they didn't make it. But it's like get a fighting chance. And Washington's not a bad team either. I'm not going to say they're not a pushover, but again, Illinois is losing in dramatic fashion. They're getting their ass kicked, and it's fucking irritating to see because they're not a bad team.
Yeah,
and
none
it's
of
just
the losses
like
are close.
That's just it. It's like make this a game.
Yeah.
And like people got all high when they beat USC. I was high too. I was fucking drunk, and I was watching the game with Cam. And I was like, they're back. Like this is awesome. And then again, Washington's not a bad team, but it's like you need to be consistent, and this is annoying. So it's like I'm not going to say I'm down and out this year. Like obviously I'm still going to root for him, but it's like you let me down a lot, and it's fucking irritating. So next year I won't be as high. I'm going to be a little bit like scarce on what I pick for
pessimistic.
Yeah, like if I would rather have the magic that I had last year, where I was like I got a gut feeling they could win, they can do this, and like I don't know why they couldn't do it this year with like the.
I mean, we talked about it mostly off podcast, but we were both surprised because usually when you return a full starting O-line,
17 were starting,
but even the O-line part in specifically,
they are sucking
because usually it's the O-lines that have played together before.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
Best.
Yeah.
They are not.
No, they fucking
run
suck.
Game's been bad. I mean, Luke Altmaier is still playing really well. He's playing clean football, but he's not making the big plays.
You're not making the correct plays either.
Yeah.
Like and again, like I'm gonna say this person, like I don't know who the fuck our defensive coordinator is. I think it's Aaron Henry. It might be time to talk about like firing him because again, big games, that defense disappears. It's fucking irritating. And me being a Cowboys fan, I don't know about bad defenses, but it's like you need to step up when the time is now. Yeah. And again, Indiana game, I fluked it, but then this game I'm like, what are we fucking doing? Like I didn't even watch the second half because I thought they could come back when they got the ball. Hold on, let me even backtrack even further because now I'm getting passionate. With 13 seconds left and 3 timeouts, Brett Bielema's fat ass doesn't try to drive for at least a field goal. He stops it and then just says, fuck it. Stupid decision. I would have tried. And then on the second half, they received the ball 3 and out.
Yeah.
Instantly when that happened, I was like, they're done. Yeah. They lost this game.
No, I mean, again, obviously, we talked about it before. I've talked about this game a lot. You know, I picked Washington basically since I saw it on the schedule. But you're right, though. It's the defense.
Their defense is fucking terrible in
Washington's
primetime
not
games.
A bad offense.
No, it's a great offense. And at home.
And I don't want to hype up this, but like they only scored 7 against Michigan. And Michigan, I don't think, is the best defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know what's going on. And like, again, I am now very, very iffy about the remaining schedule because Northwestern, not a bad team.
Not a bad team now.
Wisconsin, also not a bad team either. Maryland, I don't fucking know. And Rutgers, again, consistent. The only reason I picked Illinois is because they're at home. If they were at the Scarlet Knights field, I'll be like, it's fucking Rutgers all the way. But I'm disappointed, so.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Can't do anything about it.
To make you a little happier, do you want to talk about how Kale was the only one that picked Houston to beat Arizona State? 7.5 point underdog, 24-16 final. Houston is now 7-1, ranked number 22nd in the country. I think that's pretty cool.
Houston pretty good.
I don't think many people thought Houston would be good this year.
No, I didn't.
I mean, even after they barely scraped by Oregon State, I still don't think. But who knows? Something's going on in Houston. Something with the Cougars. Like to see it.
Cougars.
Wake Forest upsetting SMU 13-12.
That was a great game.
Too.
That was a great game.
That was SMU's first conference loss in 3 seasons, I believe, counting the American.
Choices.
When they're in the American.
Choices.
It's their first ACC loss. So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, for SMU to jump conferences and still keep rolling for as long as they did. They obviously lost to Clemson, but if you don't know, championship games are not counted towards your record loss for the conference. So, first ACC loss.
I think it's cool because obviously Wake Forest is not a football college; they're more basketball. So it's I really didn't expect that. I didn't think SMU was going to steamroll them. I thought that it would have just 14 points.
But I mean, after they went to Death Valley and beat Clemson pretty handily. Obviously, Clemson was without Klubnik. Yeah. But I mean, I thought SMU would go and win. So that was an upset. That was a big upset. A game that annoyed me was Auburn-Arkansas.
Cam and I hated that game.
33-24
because we both picked Arkansas.
Hugh Freeze helping his job security for now.
I don't know.
Ashton Daniels, of all people, getting it done. So that leads me to ask, is Jackson Arnold done? Again, for the second time, getting benched at a different school.
I think, yeah. Unfortunately, I think the Jackson Arnold experience is... It's done. Like, you come in as a 5-star into Oklahoma. That is a powerhouse blue chip of developing quarterbacks. It's no Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma, but it's still Oklahoma. Yeah. And then you leave. Okay, that's fine.
I will say his time.
That's there, great. Yeah.
I felt bad. I mean, losing your top 4 receivers.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, yes, teams have the depth, especially SEC teams have depth at receiver, but that's tough. You know?
Yeah, and then you go into Auburn, and like Cam and I were pretty high on Auburn this year, and
Cam Coleman,
Eric Singleton. I mean, they had all these players. You got a middle of the pack jack defense, and you still can't do it. It's like I still think he's going to go to the draft, probably like a 6th round pick and like practice squatty, but like I think it's time to be done. Yeah. And like it sucks, and like I don't wish that upon him, but like if you're just asking my unbiased opinion, I would be done with him.
Ashton Daniels played well, so he came from Stanford. For those who don't know, he was there last year.
I mean, Auburn's 4-4 right now. Yeah. You can make a bowl game, which
Arkansas,
is awesome,
dude. I feel bad for Arkansas at this point.
Yeah, Cam and I both like Taylon Green. He's pretty damn good.
I talked about last week on the episode. They're like 13 total points away from being 6-1 going into this week.
Like that's a top 15 team right there.
But when they needed their offense the most, they didn't have it.
Yeah,
like you can't put it all on the shoulders of Taylon Green because 33 points to Auburn.
It's a team game.
First time Auburn's put up more than 20 in an SEC game, but Arkansas's defense has been bad all year. So
yeah.
I mean, that was a frustrating one to watch, probably just because we both picked Arkansas, but that's neither here nor there. Last one.
It's a little bit of that.
Yeah, last one I'll talk about, though, Utah, Colorado. 53-7 final.
Did we both pick Utah, or did my dumbass pick Colorado?
We both picked Utah, but I didn't expect 53-7.
No. But also, Colorado's not that good of a team.
They're not, but 53-7.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Colorado had 147 total yards. And I believe most of those came in the second half. I think they were negative yardage.
Yeah, for just like
half.
Yeah.
And we talked about before, man, Deion Sanders. I mean, I'm going to throw him on the hot seat. We'll get to that in a bit, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen unless he steps down willingly. Honestly.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about that at length a couple episodes ago. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to be the ass beating from hell. No, not one bit. Yeah, I was watching that game. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, sorry, Edgar. I know you said they're going to win out.
Edgar, you fucking liar.
But all right, so that was our quick little recap. Now I want to get into some current conference standings because there's some interesting ones out there. We're going to kick it off with the American. I have 6 teams listed here. Navy 5-0, Tulane's 3-0, Memphis 3-1, South Florida 3-1, North Texas 3-1, Temple 3-1. It's a pretty tight race for the American, which is cool. And then obviously Navy, North Texas played this week, but it's pretty open. I'd say it's still pretty open, you know?
Oh, yeah, I'd agree with you.
Memphis, North Texas, they're all in the rate. Temple, I don't think so.
No.
But hey, good for Temple to be 3-1 in conference.
Yeah, 5-3 overall.
Tulane, I don't know. They play UTSA this week. That's going to be a tough game. It's a weeknight game. We'll see how they go through that. Tulane could sneak in, but I think right now the favorite's got to be... Navy's good.
I don't know. I can't say it right now because like I want to pick Navy but I also don't like in what my heart's telling me. I think it's gonna be Memphis and South Florida.
Is you count out North Texas?
That would be my other one, honestly. Like, again, it's too. It needs to be closer. Haha, we'll know more. But like, I don't know yet because again, like it's too close. This conference is similar in teams and like wins and losses, so it's like just because you lose one game clearly doesn't mean you're out of the conference, the championship. Like Navy 7-0, but you got a healthy Tulane, Memphis, South Florida, North Texas. So
it'll be interesting.
I don't know. I'm excited to watch that soon.
It's an exciting conference. The ACC also listed a good amount of teams here. I mean, Georgia Tech's 5-0, Virginia's 4-0, Pitt 4-1, Louisville 3-1, SMU 3-1, Duke 3-1, Miami's 2-1, but Georgia Tech, I think, is a favorite to get one spot.
I think they are the favorites.
They get the one spot, but I don't know, man. Pitt's playing decent football.
It would be cool if Virginia got it.
NC State. Louisville's playing good football. They're ranked still. SMU, I mean, even losing to Wake Forest, that's their first ACC loss.
Yeah.
You know, so it's exciting. They do have Miami this week, though. That'd be a hard one.
That's funny.
The ACC is still open. The Big 12 is still pretty open.
The Big 12.
I don't think anyone would imagine Cincinnati and Houston being the top four.
No.
Cincinnati is currently the number 2 at 5-0. Texas Tech still wide open for them. BYU's 5-0. I don't think people expected them to be, especially after Jake Retzloff left.
BYU is 8-0 overall. Yeah. They're ranked number 10. Those
5-0
fucking
record.
Mormons.
Yep. Big 10.
That's, I think, much as I want to put
Indiana,
Oregon
Ohio
in that,
State.
I really think it's
Indiana,
that.
Ohio State.
Those two have a Mickey Mouse schedule. But here's my thing. Again, I'm still on Michigan beating Ohio State, but I still think Ohio State will get in.
I mean...
And I don't know how that math would that, like, correct.
We'll see the tiebreakers, how that would happen, because if Ohio State is one loss in conference, that means Michigan could get in if they win out. Because they only have one loss at the moment.
Fuck that.
So just saying, just throwing that out there. Conference USA, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. Kennesaw State, though, second year in the FBS. They're 3-0 in the conference.
5-2 overall.
And that's pretty cool.
I like
Jacksonville State, third year in the FBS. They're on the top. Western Kentucky's 4-1.
Love Western
still
Kentucky.
Not a bad team.
The Hilltoppers.
Yeah. And the MAC is a tight race for that number 2 spot. Miami, Ohio kind of lengthened their position to get in. They're 4-0 now. They just beat Western Michigan, 3-1. Buffalo, Ohio, and Central Michigan are also all 3-1. Central Michigan and Western Michigan play this week, so that would be good. Central Michigan's actually playing good football too, so it's interesting to see. I didn't have them as a favorite. I think going into the year, I had the normal teams: Toledo, Buffalo. I did have Miami, Ohio, and Ohio.
Yeah.
And Ohio is 3-1. They're still playing well. Buffalo's 3-1 too. They just need to, like I've said before, realize they're not a bad team. Mountain West, Boise State, San Diego State, 4-0 and 3-0.
San Diego State being 6-1, I fucking love that shit.
Exciting. I'm happy for the Aztecs.
And the Rainbow Warriors.
Rainbow Warriors at 3-1. UNLV though at 2-1. They haven't played a lot of conference games yet. They're still an exciting team. And Dan Mullen, might be trying to prove that he's still a top end coach for all these openings.
Talk to him, Goose.
So Mountain West, SEC is a fucking death race as it always is.
Because like
Texas A&M and Bama both at 5-0.
But who does Texas A&M play the rest of the...
Georgia's at 4-1, Ole Miss at 4-1, Vanderbilt at 3-1, and Texas, of course, is still somewhat in the race at 3-1.
So I really, truly think it's probably going to be A&M and Alabama.
That'd be cool.
And again, Alabama has the fucking schedule from hell, but with the way they just they're not steamrolling the ranked teams, but they're winning, and that's all I care about. So again, got LSU, that's a dub. I don't care. I'll piss off all you Baton Rouge fans. It's a dub. I was worried about Oklahoma, but I don't know how I feel about John Mateer anymore.
Yeah.
So Eastern Illinois, not even going to fucking bring that up. And then Auburn, it's a win. So I truly think it's going to be actually A&M and Alabama. Unless A&M or Alabama fucks up really badly, which I'm not going to backtrack. I'm going to stick to my guns. Say that's my SEC championship. Obviously, it's college football. Parity happens. You don't know, but I'm going to stick to that.
A&M's got to get through a road game at Missouri.
Yep.
They get South Carolina at home. They get the, of course, November FCS matchup. Mm-hmm. And then they play at Texas.
I mean, you could have, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams from the SEC, which I don't want at all in the playoffs, but like how it's looking, it looks pretty substantial at the moment that there's going to be 5 teams.
As long as if the good top teams keep beating those like middle of the pack, and I say middle of the pack, like Texas.
Yeah.
If they keep beating Texas will get more losses stacked up, and they won't make it in, and that's okay. I don't want Texas in this year.
I don't want Texas, and they honestly don't deserve it. And it's going to really piss me off if Texas wins out and somehow they squeeze their way into this, because everybody and their mother is dick riding.
I don't even really want Georgia in.
Neither do I.
I would much rather rather see for the SEC teams?
Ole Miss and Vandy.
Give me Ole Miss, Vandy, Texas A&M, Bama.
Yeah.
4 SEC teams in the playoffs. Fine, do that.
If Bama loses, I would even talk about them not being in.
Yeah, I mean, because that'd be 2 losses, 1 loss to Florida State.
Yeah. And that Florida State loss is looking uglier and uglier every fucking minute of the day.
But, I mean, it's a week 1 blunt. You can't say that because Notre Dame last year.
That's fair.
Losing to NIU and then actually making a run to the championship.
That's fair.
And playing decent against Ohio State.
I stand corrected.
If
so
it wasn't for, Jeremiah Smith. But that's the SEC. Another fun fact, I don't know if many people realize this, but the Sun Belt still does divisions. So we have the Sun Belt East, which is JMU at 4-0, Coastal at 3-1, Marshall at 2-1, and the Sun Belt West, Southern Miss at 4-0. They just had a terrible season last year.
Golden Eagles, baby.
But they got most of Marshall's coaching staff and players who won last year, won the Sun Belt. And then Troy, 4-0, which is interesting. Troy kind of had some bad losses.
Troy is good this year. They're 6-2, dude.
They're good in conference.
In conference.
Yeah, 4-0. I mean, obviously 2 wins out of conference. I don't know.
Again, I'm going to give myself like a week or more just to get more credibility on this. As of now, I'm going to stick with the 2 that are riding high in the conferences.
Southern Miss.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ride with.
We'll go with that. I like that.
I like James Madison.
Coastal's they're not a strong team. Coastal at 3-1 is a surprise. Marshall at 2-1, they're playing pretty well for being gutted in the portal and getting a new coaching staff.
The Thundering.
Yeah.
I mean, Troy could sneak in, but I think it's going to be Southern Miss and JMU.
But that's a little just talking about the current standings.
Woo-hoo!
Obviously, elephant in the room, Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
34-14 in 4 seasons. I am happy for LSU fans, 100%. And I think most LSU fans are happy. Brian Kelly, I don't like.
I don't like him either.
I don't like him as a person. I don't think he's a good coach. Yes, he's a winning coach. But
do we even want to say that?
I mean, he's a decently good winning coach. I mean, 34-14 isn't a terrible record. I don't care if it's LSU. It's not a bad record. He's winning seasons. But I think he set their culture back.
100%.
He inherited a great organization with a great culture, and I think he set it back. I don't think players respect him.
Did Jane Daniels win a Heisman under him?
Yeah.
That's probably just...
Yeah. But I don't think players respect him, and I don't think they buy in.
Wholeheartedly agree with you.
I don't think they buy in.
I don't think he is a coach's coach. I think it's more so like...
He's not a player's coach at all.
Just
or
like
a coach's coach, like you just said. Neither.
I think it's just like let the coordinators and that, and like we'll deal with the rest, and then like if you don't do what I want, like I'm going to scream at you, even though I didn't tell you what I wanted.
So I just heard something. I think you'll find this interesting. When he was at Central Michigan, do you want to know who was on his staff?
Brian Kelly?
Yeah, he was there. Do you want to know who's on his staff?
Yep.
Robert Saleh.
Oh.
And Matt LaFleur.
2 great coaches.
And do you want to know the story they told?
Yep.
So apparently Brian Kelly was having some sort of celebration for himself at a party. It was something big. It was a big milestone. Maybe it was him getting a new job. I don't know the details on that. But Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh, who were living there, they were roommates at the time. They were graduate assistants, I believe. They go expecting to like, oh, let's go celebrate our head coach, Yeah. They were fucking valet and snow shovelers. He made them work the party.
Holy fuck, dude, that's embarrassing.
That's
what the
up.
fuck?
And apparently, again, you can take it with a grain of salt. After that, Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh were like talking in their kitchen at their small apartment. We're like, I'm never gonna treat someone like that.
That I don't like that. See, I didn't like Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, and I think I don't know what Notre Dame was actually smart on letting him go, but I don't hate LSU as much as I hate Auburn. I like LSU. I fucking loved it when Joey B was popping off for LSU. But my point being, it's like when they hired him, I thought that was the wrong candidate, 100% from Jump Street. And back then, I didn't know enough about college football to talk about it. But just I'll call myself a casual because I just followed Alabama. I was like, they're winning another one. Fucking go me. I'm the best. But now that I know more, I'm like, that was a bad hiring from Jump Street. And
a lot of LSU fans said that. Even Notre Dame fans
were happy that they got rid of him. But they
also felt bad for LSU
because I don't know what they're doing. And now I've seen 5 things about players committing to LSU, and they're like, I don't know anymore.
No, there's so many bad stories about Brian Kelly. Like, there's obviously the one of the kid on the crane at Notre Dame during high wind advisories. The crane comes down, he dies. Yeah, that's awful. There's stories with about him getting a Southern accent. That didn't happen. And then Kyron Lacey's situation. Apparently, after all that, he went ghost mode on the family.
And I think there was a player that turned like quadriplegic or something that like they haven't reached out at all. Fucking asshole. Yeah, you're an asshole
with that. There was some some old center that came out. So I never spoke with Brian Kelly. Yeah, I never went to his office.
I actually don't think Brian Kelly should coach. I think you're done. If any team even thinks about it, you better think long and hard about what the fuck
that's what I'm saying. He reversed the culture. Yeah, and like I do want to say there are a little bit of parallels. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers with Deion Sanders, because he kind of was. There was talk of him doing that too. Like if you're not a star player,
like his son or Travis Hunter,
he doesn't talk to you. But Brian Kelly takes that times 10.
Yeah, he doesn't even know your name.
No, he takes that times 10, and then apparently there's another story of him trying to recruit someone to Notre Dame, and then after he leaves his house, dude, like the next day hops in a luxury SUV on his way to LSU.
That's a little ridiculous.
Like, and I hate when coaches do that. I've talked about that with Mario Cristobal. Like, they're still actively recruiting kids, saying they're going to stay at this school, and then they leave. Like, you can't do that, because these kids are, for the most part, going to a school because of their coach.
You play for the coach.
Yeah, you can't just up and leave.
Or you play it for the emblem. Or you play for the grassroots. Like, stop being a fucking tool bag.
Just be honest if you're leaving. So, again, because there's this guy at the gym. Fun fact, his son is on Rich Rod's staff at Western Virginia.
Very nice.
Or West Virginia, and he's also been with him since Jacksonville State. This dude played at ULM. So this guy, the dad, loves college football, and he was, at first, didn't agree with this Brian Kelly firing until I told him everything we just talked about.
Yeah, educated him a little bit.
He goes, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I hate him now. Hey, there you go. Telling me. Then he walked away and started lifting again. But see,
hell yeah.
And like, we're not spewing rumors. Like, these are facts. These are first hand.
You can find Stephen A. Smith saying this on his shit, and other people.
So I will say, I think the grass will be greener for LSU.
I think that was the firing that needed to happen last year. Yeah. And again, how much Cam and I on the pod and off the pod, we have talked at length about how, especially me, about how much LSU should be good this year. Yeah. Transfer portal, recruiting, Garrett Nussmeier returning, everything they have, and then they're just laying a fucking goose egg. And it's like, no. What are you doing? Like, this isn't LSU. This isn't the LSU I know. No. The games that I watched with LSU and Bama when they were good were fucking frightening to me, because LSU would scare the shit out of me.
And lucky for them, there are some good coaches that will be on the carousel, because now here's the updated list on coach firings, and this goes back to March and April pre. So we have Billy Napier, of course, James Franklin, Sam Pittman, Mike Gundy, Deshaun Foster, Brent Pry, Troy Taylor from Stanford, Trent Bray from Oregon State, Jay Norvell from Colorado State, Trent Dilfer, and Kenny Burns from Kent State. But James Franklin, and I mean, the window's going to open for people like Dan Mullen, who's still an active coach. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's I say hope, optimism.
I would be shooketh. Okay, here, let me backtrack, but I'll talk about two things. If I was LSU, and this is just me, I would be making calls about Marcus Freeman.
Yeah,
100%. I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but I would that is a motivator. That is a player's coach. That fucking coach gets players to play for him, and he has a heart.
They called Notre Dame before for Brian Kelly,
and I will say Marcus Freeman has already proven in his 4-year tenure there, or however long, that he can get them there.
I will say there are probably going to be other calls made. So
James Franklin's going to have a job.
There's going to be calls to like Memphis. There's going to be calls to South Florida, like Galesh and Silverfield. There's going to be those calls.
I think Brett Key's going to get a fucking phone call from Georgia Tech.
He could get a call.
I truly do. Even Virginia's a little loosey-goosey right now, but they're ranked. So, I don't think that coach has enough credibility. Do you think I can't pronounce his name, unfortunately, the dude from BYU.
Oh, Sataki?
Yeah, do you think he'll get a call?
He went there. That's his alma mater.
Oh, to Mormon?
I think it's just it being his alma mater. He loves that school, it seems.
Here, let me ask you this. Do you think, and this would be stupid, but do you think that one of those specifically, I'll put all three of them, Penn State, LSU, and Florida, will make calls about Ryan Day or Brian Hartline?
Probably Brian Hartline.
Brian Hartline? Yeah. You think the's no amount of money that'll get Ryan Day to leave Ohio State?
So, dude. He bleeds Ohio State. Yeah. I think he stays. But Brian Hartline should get some calls.
Fair.
I think he'll get some calls.
I think another one who's my dark horse, I think Lincoln Riley will get a phone call. I don't think he'll leave, but I think they'll definitely call him. I think
he could garner some attention.
Yeah, going from Oklahoma to USC, I don't see why you'd leave.
USC was a blue chip, might still be considered a blue chip.
I think it is, but they're falling under some hard times.
It's hard. It's hard to build the culture there. Maybe it's just the location in LA,
SoCal.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I am very excited for the offseason.
I think it'll be a great
to see
season coaching.
Who knows? We might see some NFL player or not coaches go down. And what the fuck is this about Sarkisian allegedly or maybe possibly leaving? You fucking doorknob.
I don't think so.
That is a demotion in my mind.
Yeah.
Texas to the Tennessee Titans. You're an idiot if
I don't
you think
they
that.
gotta worry about that.
You better not. You fucking toe.
I do have a bit of an updated hot seat tracker.
Go for it.
Still all the same people I've talked about.
Mike Norvell, number 1.
2 additions though. I've added Shane Beamer, who's now 32 and 27 in 5 seasons. 9 and 4 is his best season. Hear me out. His dad coached at Virginia Tech.
Yep.
What if he makes the move? What if he gets fired or they mutually part and he goes coach where his dad coaches? Because Virginia Tech's not playing well.
But could he make Virginia Tech and do a good program? Because he's not really doing that at South Carolina.
In the ACC, he probably could.
Fair enough.
But so I added him, and I also added Jonathan Smith, who's at Michigan State. He is 8 and 12 there in 1.5 seasons. Mm-hmm. He was kind of a big name hire for some reason because he got Oregon State looking good, but he's 34 and 35 at Oregon State. So I don't know why that was kind of like an exciting hire. I think it was kind of a desperation after the whole thing with Mel Tucker being a weirdo with some rules there. But anyway, I added them. I think Jonathan Smith, his time is coming to an end at Michigan State. I think they're a little hungry because not too long ago they were a playoff team.
Michigan State?
In the college football playoffs.
100%.
Not too long ago.
100%.
So I added them. But, I mean, those are the hot topics I got, unless you got any.
No, the one that needs to be fired is Florida State.
Yes.
He needs to be gone. That is like the first one that
he's top on my list.
No, like, it should have happened.
Yeah.
The James Franklin? No, should have never happened.
They're all in on him, they say.
The fuck?
That's what they say.
You've had one good year, and it was a 13-0, right? 13-1. But then after that, it has been fucking shitty, pitiful, bad.
I still got him at 1. Luke Fickell, Hugh Freeze.
Luke Fickell should go too.
Yeah, Jeff Choate from Nevada, Joe Moorhead from Akron. I got Belichick at the bottom because I don't think he gets fired this season.
No, he needs more of a culture building. He needs one more year. Again, Cam and I have talked about that, like 2 years minimum for a head coach.
Or 1.5, maybe.
Well,
if they're still playing terribly.
Let me tell you something. If Dabo gets fired, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no,
you fucking programs are making some wrong moves.
I don't have him on the list.
Hold on, before we move on, do you think Kenny Dillingham will get a call?
Maybe, but he seems pretty
happy at Arizona State.
Well, I won't say happy in terms of like he's always smiling. He seems very passionate.
He's happy.
You know, like he makes like when they lose and you see how angry he is, I think he's very passionate about the team. Mm-hmm. And he's seen what he can do there. Like he's seen he can take them to the playoffs.
You made it to the playoffs. You almost beat Texas.
A lot of times why like a lot of big name good coaches leave is because maybe they see like I can't get that next step here. You know?
Well, that's why I was mainly saying it because again, there's levels to this, and I'm not saying you can't turn someone Indiana. You can't turn a program into a powerhouse, but like it's harder. It's more work.
It is.
It takes work.
He's already seen it. He got them in, and then they're not going to make it this year, but he knows that they can get in and get that next step. So I think he'll stay. I mean, again, he can get calls. He might get calls.
We'll see. It's all hearsay. It's all up into air.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely something to talk about because, again, I wasn't here and Cam and I we weren't able to bounce ideas off each other. But it's definitely interesting and I'm excited. And the landscape of college football is always amazing because you never know what you're going to get day in and day out every Tuesday through fucking Saturday. So it's exciting.
But going in, week 10 preview,
Let's talk.
Quick. Penn State, Ohio State. I'm just throwing it on there. 20.5 point favorites.
Is it big noon kickoff there?
Probably.
Whatever. I think it would be hilarious if Penn State won. I didn't pick them.
No, I didn't either. But just throw it on there. Number 1 team playing. Number 9 Vanderbilt at number 20 Texas. Texas is 1.5 point favorite.
No.
I'm a Texas hater, so I'm
right now I am too. Vandy all the way.
Miami at SMU. Miami's a 12.5 point favorite. Rutgers, Illinois. We kind of touched on earlier. Illinois is a 12.5 point favorite, but
I think that's fucking generous.
Anything can happen
after
with Illinois. Duke is at Clemson. Clemson's a 3.5 point favorite.
I picked Duke.
He picked Duke, so that'll be one of his upset picks. Army, Air Force. Air Force is 1.5 point favorites. I'm going to be watching that game. I'm picking Air Force. I'm rolling with Air Force.
I think I picked Army.
Their offense is just a little bit better. It's at home.
What about North Texas Navy?
See, I do have that on here. I also have that to talk about later.
Oh, well, let's wait for
but that's on here. That'll be a good game. Arizona State, Iowa State.
Yep.
Sam Leavitt might not be playing.
The revenge conference championship game last year.
Yeah, but without Sam Leavitt, we kind of saw what it was like with Jeff Sims. Louisville versus Virginia Tech. New Mexico versus UNLV I put on here because UNLV, like we said earlier, 2-1 in conference. They're 6-1 right now. They're the favorites by 4.5. Dan Mullen might be trying to prove himself. Georgia, Florida. I have less faith in Florida doing the upset wins without Napier. I don't know what it is. He's just a great coach when they're playing a ranked team and there's a fire under that.
When was the last time Florida won this?
The only good thing is it's a neutral site.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's always there.
It's
always there.
Oh.
Yeah. Always.
Why?
I don't know. It's their rivalry, Florida-Georgia line. I don't know. It's like
no. Bring it to Athens and Gainesville.
They should.
What the fuck?
I'm still a firm believer that all college games should be played on a college campus.
Yes.
But that's where it's at. So, I mean...
This isn't really a rivalry to me at the moment. It's just Georgia always kicks the shit out of Florida.
Another interesting one on here is Texas Tech at Kansas State.
Ooh, you should definitely talk to him about that.
I will. Also, that's one of my most likely upsets. I'll just get that out of the way. Yep. The reason is, yes, Baron Morton is back. Is he fully healthy? I don't know. And Will Hammond, their backup, who's been playing really well, is now out for the season.
Jesus.
So they don't have options. Kansas State, they are 4-4. We drank the Kool-Aid.
We did.
But they rolled Kansas, rivalry game. Kansas isn't a terrible team. They're winning. They're starting to win. So I don't know. That one just seems like it could get a little fishy for Texas Tech, who's playing really well. Another one I have on here that's also one of my most likely upsets is Virginia at Cal. Virginia had a rough one against North Carolina. Now they're traveling across the country, and Cal has been weirdly playing decent at home.
Virginia's only 4.5 favorites, too.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Cal is a little weird. JKS is good.
Yeah.
I like him. Central Michigan versus Western Michigan. Talked about that a little bit in our conference standings. I think Central Michigan can win. They're 4.5-point underdogs. They've been playing really good football, though, whereas Western Michigan has kind of been fizzling out a little bit, especially in the second half of games. Georgia Tech, NC State. Georgia Tech's only a 5.5-point favorite. NC State just got smoked by Pitt.
I know, and I liked NC State at the beginning of this year.
CJ Bailey's still good.
I love CJ Bailey.
Good. Jolly, their tight end, tearing his quad or whatever on that touchdown.
Doing the Greg Jennings shit.
Had the whole team on his back. Oklahoma, Tennessee.
I'm picking Tennessee.
They're 3.5-point favorite. 6-2 versus 6-2. Old Rocky Top night game. They're all blacks. The Halloween look. Whereas like the orange accents looks pretty cool.
Very nice.
I'm gonna roll with them. USC, Nebraska. I'm mad that I'm making this one of my most likely upsets, but USC has just disappointed me on the road.
I picked Nebraska too.
I'm picking Nebraska. They're 6.5-point underdogs. I don't want them to win. But every time USC gets ranked, it seems like they go on the road and lose. It's like
Illinois.
Every time, and they're always ranked.
Yeah,
and then
they're always ranked 23, and then they bounce back.
Yeah, they go on the road and they lose.
Yeah,
both their losses are on the road. So
I pick Wake Forest to beat Florida State.
That's also one of my most likely upsets. I mean, how funny would it be if they fucking can't get an ACC win? Fun fact here: Oregon State at 1-7 can still win the Pac-12.
Because there's only 2 teams in it.
Because they play Washington State this week and then they play them again at the end of the
Get out of town.
How funny would that be?
So funny.
So I just want to throw it on there. Oregon State is 3.5-point underdogs. Not one of my most likely upsets. I'm not rolling with that. Just want to call that out. I think that's funny. Cincinnati at Utah.
Are you just trying to dog on one of your buddies?
No, I mean...
No, you're not trying to get him on that?
Nah.
You're not trying to throw shade yet?
No, Hunter will know.
Hunter knows.
Cincinnati, Utah.
Yep.
It's a pretty big chance for Cincinnati to prove themselves, I would say.
We shall see.
I would say 7-1.
Utah's not a bad team.
No, it's a night game. We just saw what happened to Colorado going into a 9:30 kickoff at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Yeah.
So that would be a fun game, though. I mean, it's not the craziest week, I would say.
It's fun.
We always know. We always know.
What's our motto here?
College football's always great.
Yeah. Football's always great.
No matter what. But all right. To go into some of the other most likely upsets, I do want to say, since we started this segment, we are now 15 straight-up wins. 8 covers, 6 misses. I would say that's really good for calling strictly upsets.
Fucking like that?
Exactly. Some people don't even go this far above 500 with calling every game.
Fucking like that?
So I just want to throw that out there, but we talked about Vanderbilt. That's technically an upset. Woo! I'm a Texas hater, like I said.
Yep.
So going to roll with that. An interesting one I have on here, I would at least be comfortable taking the spread, is UAB plus 11.5 over UConn. UConn just fell to Rice in overtime as 9.5-point favorites. UAB took down Memphis as 20.5-point underdogs a couple weeks ago. So maybe they can keep the magic rolling with their interim head coach. I don't know. UConn is a good team. They just don't always remember they're a good team.
They got a good offense.
They do.
Got a great offense.
So that's what I have offense. On there. Navy, I think North Texas wins. But last year, a very similar Navy team went and took down a hot Memphis team on the road as 13.5-point underdogs. So I think this can happen again as long as Navy doesn't have to play too much catch up and they can control the clock. Which I think they can. Like we just said, North Texas, their longest scoring drive is 2 minutes. The Navy offense will have no problem staying on the field for 9 to 10 minutes, but you got to not let them score in 2 minutes.
100%.
And, like, Navy did do it in the bowl game against Oklahoma. They went down 21-7 and were able to come back. I just don't know. If you're down 21-7 in North Texas, I think they're too high firepower right now. I don't think that can happen. But they're still on there as a likely upset. I also have Buffalo over Bowling Green plus 1.5, so it's kind of a pick 'em. But the MAC's been weird.
I picked Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I got Temple plus 4.5 over East Carolina.
Oh, you picked Temple?
I can see that happening.
Picked East Carolina.
It's at Temple. East Carolina should win, but we know how college football is.
Parity.
It gets a little college football-y.
Gets a little too college football-y.
Like we talked about Kansas State over Texas Tech. We both took Delaware plus 3.5 over Liberty.
Oh, you picked Delhi?
We both picked Delhi.
Wow.
Got Cal. We talked about that. Talked about Central Michigan, Nebraska, Wake Forest.
Wow.
I have a Hail Mary.
All right, shoot me.
I gave a Hail Mary. That's when Stanford won. They were plus to 18.5.
Are you back on that?
Statistically,
okay.
An upset.
All right.
15 points is gonna happen at least once.
Don't yell at me.
We just gotta pick the one that's gonna happen.
Okay. And that's the one. That's the one that you're yearning.
I got 2 options here.
You yearning?
I got 2 options. I kind of want to go with Sam Houston plus 16.5.
I think full fucking send, Cam.
They're 0-7. They've had some close games though. They if they can just run the ball like they've been running it, they got a decent running game. They got a decent running quarterback. Phil Longo, like I've talked,
that's a name. That's
I've talked
a name.
about him before. He used to be the OC at Sam Houston. This is his spot. He loves the school. All right. He's got to turn around. I don't think they're gonna go winless. I think they got to win at least one. So maybe this is the one that they win. And then the other one that I was kind of toying with is ULM plus 16.5 over Old Dominion. Old Dominion's on the road. ULM has a decent run game. Weirder shit has happened, especially in the Sun Belt. Do with those Hail Mary picks what you guys please.
But he's gonna back it up, and he's not gonna draw that fucking tightrope. He's gonna say his shit. So
but even if they're both wrong, no one else is calling this shit.
Oh well, nobody else is giving you free picks either, and we've been right a lot. So you should take what we're saying.
Right, and a lot of the picks we've been right on have been over 10.
You can take it with a grain of salt. You can do with that as you want, but we're not stupid.
No, but that's all I got. That's all I got.
Stupid. I got a couple little things just for some fun little things. So Cam and I have talked about the Heisman a lot. I like updating you guys on that every week just because it's fun.
Odds?
Yeah.
Got the odds.
I got the odds. So let me just pull up the odds real quick. Okay, god damn it, if I could type, it would be great. I would love that. All right, ESPN, motherfuckers. So at number 1, Fernando Mendoza. That's great. I think he's playing amazing. Cam can vouch for me. I was hating on them the past week, but I saw a video. Fernando Mendoza has kind of gotten my heart because he deletes all social media. He's very, very humble. He looks at the negatives that happen in the game. He's like, I could have thrown that pass better. I could have done this better. So I actually appreciate that. So good on Fernando. That's awesome. He is currently the number 1. Number 2, I don't agree with this at fucking all. It's Julian saying, I'm not saying Julian is a bad quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the Ohio State team as a whole is obviously helping Julian. That's great. There's no I in team. Ohio State's Ohio State. I love that. But I think Julian as a specific quarterback position is not even up there. I think it's just the luxury around him is playing a part, which again, love that for you. At Ty Simpson's number 3. I agree with that. I think what Ty is doing is he's playing out of his mind at the moment. I would actually bump him up to number 2. Fernando at 1. Obviously, Cam already hinted at it earlier in the podcast. Ty had a really bad game this past week. Not really bad, but just
bad. But
not as
Heisman.
It made him go down a little bit. So we'll see. And then the one who are the biggest risers, which this would be my number 3, is Marcel Reed. That guy's playing out of his mind.
He's playing great. And then again, he had 2 picks, but... And
then Diego Pavia, sure. I think he's also playing well. And then right behind him is Haynes King. I would actually adjust that. I would put Diego Pavia below him and Haynes King right ahead of him. But again, it's all just... We know what these voters do. It's a popularity vote, unfortunately. And I could actually see Julian winning it because he plays for Ohio State and all the luxury around him. But we'll just have to see. But I just like updating you guys on that because people like that. Everybody loves the Heisman. They love to talk about the Heisman. You got the Heisman gurus. Cam and I are no Heisman gurus, but we just like updating you. So that's that. I don't really have anything else, but I'm super happy that I finally, after 2 weeks of a layover for myself, that I finally get to talk some college football with my boy.
I'm glad you're back.
Right across. It's fun. It's always fun talking college football. There's sometimes, unfortunately, we said it last episode, we can talk a little bit more about college football because there's more shit happening. There's more conferences. There's more teams. There's more upsets. Unlike the NFL, you don't see that a lot, but we talk about them both. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. That is all from me. I don't know if Cam's got anything.
Well, I'm all good. We'll be back Thursday.
We'll be back Thursday for an NFL episode, but hope y'all enjoyed it. We're going to catch you later. We're going to clock out. Good night, good morrow, and good day.